Hi, fifth graders. Today we're going to read the picture book, Giraffes Can't Dance. You might remember this from when you were younger. And when we read it today, we're going to analyze this story for a theme. So we're going to think about the main character in our story and describe a trait that they have. What's motivating them to behave the way they're behaving? What's the problem in the story? What's the solution in the story? And how was the character changed in this story? All of these things combined will help us determine the theme. Remember, the theme is a moral or a lesson of a story, right? The message the author wants us to get. So let's see if we can figure out what the theme of this story is. What message or moral does the author want you to learn after reading Giraffes Can't Dance? Here we go. Gerald was a tall giraffe whose neck was long and slim, but his knees were awfully crooked and his legs were rather thin. Well, we know the title is about dancing, and he's long and slim, and his knees were crooked, and his legs were thin. Can we make a prediction? What type of dancer do you think giraffes would be? He was very good at standing still and munching shoots off trees, but when he tried to run around, he buckled at the knees. Poor Gerald. Now, every year in Africa, they hold the jungle dance, where every single animal turns up to skip and prance. And this year, when the day arrived, poor Gerald felt so sad, because when it came to dancing, he was really very bad. The warthogs started waltzing, and the rhinos rocked and rolled. The lions danced a tango that was elegant and bold. So, what do we know about Gerald so far? Okay, we know he's kind of sad because he isn't a great dancer. Okay, let's keep reading. Do you think that might be any other boxes that we could fill in? Motivation, problem, solution? I don't think we can come up with how the character changed just yet. Okay, let's keep reading. The chimps all did a cha-cha with a very Latin feel, and 8 baboons then teamed up for a splendid Scottish reel. Gerald swallowed bravely as he walked toward the floor, but the lions saw him coming, and they soon began to roar. So he was going to try to dance. So would you say he's brave? Is that a trait of his? Let's say he's brave. Sad because he isn't a great dancer. Brave. He was going to dance. But the lions saw him coming and they soon began to roar. Hey, look at clumsy Gerald, the animals all sneered. Giraffes can't dance, you silly fool. Oh, Gerald, you're so weird. That's not very nice, is it? Gerald simply froze up. He was rooted to the spot. They're right, he thought. I'm useless. Oh, I feel like such a clot. So he crept off from the dance floor and he started walking home. He'd never felt so sad before, so sad and so alone. Okay, so we said he was sad because he wasn't a great dancer, but he was brave because he was going to dance. And now he's feeling sad, lonely, and useless. Okay. So what is the problem in the story? What would you say is the problem? Is it specifically that Gerald can't dance, or how is he feeling? So Gerald cannot dance, and he is feeling how? What would you say? I'm going to say he's feeling left out. He isn't feeling accepted by his peers. So by the people around him, right? Like your classmates are your peers. Okay? All right. So what do you think he might do? What do you think Gerald might do? Is he just going to go on feeling bad about himself? Is that how this story is going to end? Let's see what happens. Then he found a little clearing, and he looked up at the sky. The moon can be so beautiful, he whispered with a sigh. Excuse me, coughed a cricket, who'd seen Gerald earlier on. But sometimes when you're different, you just need a different song. Listen to the swaying grass and listen to the trees. To me, the sweetest music is those branches in the breeze. So imagine that the lovely moon is playing just for you. Everything that makes music, if you really want it to. So what's the cricket telling him? How's the cricket helping him? So let's see, what's motivating Gerald? Gerald, and I spelled his name wrong. He's feeling lonely and wants to be accepted. He sees a cricket that says maybe he just needs a different song. It's kind of like when we talk about everybody's different as a reader, right? Some students need really big, thick books to read, and that's their interest, and that's what they're really good at, and others need some different books. So we're all different. We all need different things. So let's see if we can help Gerald find a solution to his problem here. Okay, let's see if the cricket has helped motivate him, okay, to find a solution. With that, the cricket smiled, and he picked up his violin. Then Gerald felt his body do the most amazing thing. His hooves had started shuffling, making circles on the ground. His neck was gently swaying, and his tail was swishing round. Look at him. Yeah. He threw his legs out sideways as he swung them everywhere. Then he did a backward somersault and leapt up in the air. He looks very graceful, doesn't he? Gerald felt so wonderful, his mouth was open wide. I am dancing, yes, I'm dancing, I am dancing, Gerald cried. So did he solve his problem? Well, he's able to dance now, but was that his only problem? So he found music he could dance to. Okay, is that his only problem? Let's look back. What did we say? He's sad because he isn't a great dancer. He's brave because he was going to dance. He's sad, lonely, and feels useless. Do you think he's still feeling useless or lonely? Let's keep reading. Then one by one, each animal who'd been there at the dance arrived while Gerald boogied on and watched him, quite entranced. They shouted, "It's a miracle! We must be in a dream! Gerald's the best dancer that we've ever seen." There's those lions, even though they said he wasn't a great dancer, they are just mesmerized by his dancing. How did you learn to dance like that? Please, Gerald, tell us how. But Gerald simply twirled around and finished with a bow. They're all throwing flowers, showing that they are, what? How are they feeling? They're feeling like he's one of them now, right? They're quite impressed by his dancing skills. Then he raised his head and looked up at the moon and stars above. We all can dance, he said, when we find music that we love. Okay. So, is part of his problem solved? Can he dance? Yeah. Does he feel accepted by his peers? Yes. Does he feel good about himself? Yes. So most importantly, we can say that Gerald feels happy and proud of himself. Did he feel happy and proud of himself at the beginning of the story? No, he didn't. So what lesson can we learn from Gerald? I think there's a few lessons. Let's think about this. So if we look back and we say that he's motivated because he wants to be accepted, Do you think acceptance is a lesson that we can learn here? Accepting others for their differences? I think that would be a good theme. Let's type that in. Accepting others for who they are. Another lesson we could learn is understanding everyone is different, right? And being proud of yourself. Not be proud of who you are, and don't give up on yourself, right? Because he kept dancing and he found different music. So he's saying different strokes for different folks, right? Have you ever heard that? Different strokes for different folks. So even though he's different, he's proud of who he is, and he's not going to give up on himself, right? He's going to keep on trying. So I think there's a couple different lessons that we can learn from this story. So if you have a different one, please feel free to share it with us. All right. And what I'm going to have you do now is choose a book to listen to. I have some YouTube links for different picture books for you. And I would like you to fill out a blank analyzing for theme graphic organizer using that book, just like we did together. Okay? Have fun and let me know how you make out.